Hi guys, Mochismo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Please like, subscribe, share the video if you found it helpful. Give it a thumbs up and pass it on if you believe someone else would benefit from it. I would appreciate that. Most of what you know about narcissists and all of the ill behaviors that they have within them, that they demonstrate on a daily basis in plain sight in front of most of, not all of the world. There's nobody that has not witnessed or observed narcissistic behavior or narcissistic personality disorder person. This is like a scary movie that no one wants to know how it ends. And what I mean when I say that is, you as an awakened empath, a survivor, you can talk about this to, let's just talk about the discussions that we have here on YouTube. You can talk about this disorder to a point where a lot of people are going to tune it out. They're going to embrace it where it pertains to certain things that they've experienced with a volatile relationship. They're going to, a lot of times, be hit and miss. They're going to embrace certain things that applies to their specific situation, and they will go on to become laxed. A lot of them will go on to reattach themselves to that very relationship that you and I were discussing that they were in. But because they related to a certain specific thing that they were going through, that is what got them excited. But that excitement was short-lived, because what trumped that excitement of someone empathizing and understanding what they went through was their trauma bond, their enmeshment to the narcissist, them not holding the course and staying here and listening to a lot of other things, such as when the narcissist draws you back in, the love bomb. So what I'm actually saying is, a lot of us in life, we only care about what pertains to us. See, awakened empaths, a lot of us, many of us who have awakened from this, we had empathy untapped before. And that is what it's going to take. It's going to take a raw empathy to understand somebody's situation, even though you're not in it yourself. And that is what an empath is. Generally speaking, we grieve with people who've lost loved ones, and a lot of times we haven't even lost anyone in our life. We grieve with people who've lost their mother, and our mother is yet alive. So to really capture this discussion I'm having with you guys is, this is just the way it is going to be. But that doesn't stop what we're doing here to try to educate and elevate people to a better understanding of what they're actually dealing with in their everyday to-day life. We are steadfastly trying to help people understand that this is not a curriculum, whereas you would work towards a degree. This is a lifelong quest on your journey through life to navigate, as you educate, to navigate your way through this treacherous world that is full of people who mean you no good and are hell-bent on hurting you, if not destroying you. There's no days off for awakened empaths. And when I mean days off, we may not be here on the channel. We may take days, weeks off from just talking about this behavior and this disorder in general. But we don't take any days off in the consciousness. We don't take days off for the most part as to the awareness and the education. Even if we're not looking into curriculum that pertains to these people, in our everyday life, when we go out and about, we remain on point because it's just a vital part of our day-to-day life. As an awakened empath, it is not even work when you become awakened in the way that a lot of us have. When you become in tune into the way that we have become in tune with ourselves first and foremost. This is how we're able to organically go through life detecting and determining Uzu. This is how we do it. So the education initially is a preparation to us both understanding ourselves, and that's a lot of the introspecting. That's a lot of the introspecting and reflecting on our life, how it's gone, how it's been, and how we would like for it to be, and what it really should look like. And so once we do that and we get a clear visual of what our life is supposed to look like and what it was designed to look like and be, we can better see and detect and determine whether people in our presence or in our, not even in our immediate presence, but people from a distance, we actually can see and determine whether these individuals are not just so much out to get us, but are plotting, conniving, and manipulating any given situation. Just by a casual observation, we can determine these things. Why? Because we're in tune with ourselves. We understand things when they don't, not so much feel right. We understand things when they just don't look right, both visually and energetically. Because we're on point. It's not that we won't miss anything, but for the most part, there's not much that gets by us. And if it does, it doesn't get by us for long. We're able to quickly regroup and get right about ourselves. And so back to what I was really talking about, there are people that will hold the course. They will see this movie through to almost the end, but there's certain things about this movie that they don't want to see to the end. Because something within them doesn't like the way that it ends. They know that in the way that it ends is going to mean them making a sacrifice, them making decisions to release and loose themselves from the things that they believe that they need, meaning that person, that individual, that family member, that mother, that father, that sister, that brother, that uncle, that aunt, that coworker, that bestie. That bestie that you've known since you were a little kid. That fear. And that's an abandonment fear. Fear of being alone. Because you become so codependent on this person, you don't know a life outside of them being around. And then the guilt. There's a multiple array of things that goes through the mind of a person once you come to a point of knowing truth. You have to do something. Truth calls you to have to make some moves. Truth calls you to have to make moves to a point where you want to stand still and do nothing, but truth makes you move. It activates something in you. And once it's activated in you and you try to contend with this, that's telling you all the time, move, move, move. But mentally, you're trapped. This is why we're here to tell you guys, don't run those guilt trips on yourself, because this is causing you to be stagnated. This is causing you to give and make excuses to stay in that situation, which is not beneficial for your life. Doesn't matter financially, materialistically, because a lot of times this will hold you guys hostage to that situation. Situationship. I don't want to lose the house we got together. I don't want to lose, this business. It took me all my life to build this business. Not wanting to lose a business with someone who you know is demonically possessed and wants nothing good for you. You know, in making that decision to bounce, to distance yourself from them, it's going to mean you're having to liquidate that business. Don't put money over your mental state of mind, money over your life, because your life may look good externally. You may have all the bells and the whistles and the things that living the good life provides. But if you don't have peace, those things don't mean anything to you. Because you're doing yourself a disservice because you're playing the game. You're playing the game that is not really a game. It's a game. It's not a game. It's not like a board game. You don't walk away unscathed. You don't just lose in that game that the narcissist is playing with you, that you're really taking seriously is what I'm saying. This is not a game to you, but it is to them. And you keep convincing yourself that it's not a game. They truly love you. They truly care about you. I can go on and on about this stuff, man. I'm trying to capture something here. I'm trying to help you understand that. Make today the day that you decide to continue to stay the course with this material, this information, this insight. Sit with this stuff. Don't just hear what you want to hear that tickles your ears and then you go on to regress and take 10 steps backwards because you've heard something that sounds good and relates to your situation. Everyone likes to hear things that makes them feel better. But this is not about making you feel better. This is about stimulating you to get better. And the only way you're going to get better, you got to get out of the way. You got to get out of that situation. Go so. Get out and stay out. That being said, bless.